fundraising coordinator in Otwarte Klatki, which is open cages in Poland. She will speak about introduction to fundraising, especially about relationship-centered approach. Thank you.
Hello everyone, welcome to my presentation. I'm very for listening and about the relationship-centered approach to fundraising. But first, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Lebuda, and I'm a fundraising coordinator in Otwarte Klatki. That is the Open Cages Poland, which is now also part of Anima International. I started my adventure with fundraising in 2017 when I joined the Open Cages as a volunteer. It quickly turned out that my educational background in psychology and experience in marketing were a great starting point for me. In less than a year, I was hired as for a fundraising position, and I've been a coordinator for the past half a year now. This is my third time at CARE conference, but first time as a speaker. I'm very honored and excited to be here, and as you can probably hear, I'm a bit stressed. Mainly because during the last 2.5 years, fundraising has become my passion, and I really hope to infect you with at least a small fraction of my enthusiasm today. And since I've already mentioned the goal that is guiding me today, let me clarify what my lecture will be about and what I aim to achieve. Today I will answer two important questions that one has to ask when starting the journey with fundraising. The first one is, what the hell is fundraising? I want to show you the way I think about it, how wide and interesting this field is. And the second one is, why should fundraising be implemented in every department of the organization? I aim to show you how important is creating fundraising-oriented culture within the organization. Before I answer those two questions, I want to share with you what has inspired me to prepare this lecture. I was asked to give an introductory talk about fundraising, so while sketching it, I thought about all my conversations with beginners. I often ask new volunteers and people who have never dealt with fundraising but would like to, how they perceive it and what they think about it. In their responses, I saw two recurring themes. Those two themes are actually two problems that may lead to ineffective resource development. The first problem is those people often were afraid of fundraising. They felt intimidated and insecure about engaging in any fundraising activity. But why was it the case? The part of the answer is the second problem. I quickly realized that people tend to think about fundraising too narrowly. In most cases, they see it as limited to organizing benefits or managing donation boxes. Worst case scenario, they think about it as just asking or even begging for money. And I'm not surprised that in such cases, fundraising didn't seem to be very attractive. But every time I hear something like this, I try to present a broader definition of fundraising and emphasize how interesting the field is. And I hope to do the same today. Okay, let's move on to the first part of my presentation. Before I give you a broader definition of fundraising, I would like to deal with the subject that is probably stuck in your head right now, money. After all, we're talking about fundraising, right? And money is often taboo, not to mention asking for money. And yes, the ultimate goal of fundraising is raising funds and ensuring stable growth of organization. However, our job as fundraisers is not just to ask for money. It is much more. And to properly understand what I mean here, we have to answer another two questions first. First one is, why do people donate? On the one hand, people donate out of altruistic reasons. They donate because of the will to help. They donate because the issue is important to them and it is consistent with their moral framework and with their moral framework. On the other hand, we have a group of more selfish reasons, not necessarily conscious, but giving makes people feel better about themselves. They can see themselves as a good person. They derive satisfaction from acting in accordance with their values. Research shows that giving, in comparison to spending money on yourself, makes us happier. And it can also have positive effect on your health. So keep it in mind and let's move on to the next question. What do people donate to? This part I have to start with some disturbing statistics. During last 2 years, only 3 to 10% of all donations were donated to animal, wildlife, and environment causes combined. I will focus on animal-related issues, obviously. And the vast majority of animals are killed in factory farms. However, the proportion of donations given to farmed animals charities to animal-related issues is reversed. The least amount of money goes to farmed animals charities. But the Analytics report on people who support animal-related issues indicates that the fewer donations to farmed animals charities in comparison to companion animals charities may result from the fact that those organizations are still less visible, less known, hence that's less money. And that makes room for fundraising. Okay, let's draw some conclusions now. As I said earlier, our job as fundraisers is not just asking for money. First of all, we give people opportunity to be good. We give them the chance to be ours and animals' heroes. And yes, we ask for money, but it has many positive effects. Not only to our case, but also to people who decide to support us. Secondly, we fight for a huge cause. We fight to end animals' suffering. And we must remember the importance of our fight. We have to be aware that we need resources to operate successfully. And now the time has come to give you the broader definition of fundraising. As I mentioned earlier, fundraising is the ultimate goal of fundraising is to raise funds and ensure stable growth of organization. And this can be represented in the following equation. However, as you have already determined, this is a very narrow view on fundraising, which for me is essentially based on building relationships. And this is crucial for you to realize because it significantly broadens your perspective on fundraising and all your activities. So from now on, we'll think about fundraising not only as the request for support, but also everything that happens before and after. And this is fundraising. Now I'd like to move on to the second part of my presentation, where I will explore the topic of building relationships and implementing the fundraising perspective into every department of the organization. And why is it so important? Because the organization is one coherent entity, and someone establishes the relationship with the whole organization, and not just one department or a particular person. And how to do it? I have a tool for you that may be very useful. And it's marketing funnel. And I think it's something it's cut. Thank you. Marketing funnel is still derived from marketing, which was created to show the path the buyer or customer goes through when in contact with the brand or a company. In the context of a nonprofit organization, we use it to think about our relationships with people who support us. Each subsequent stage is more and more valuable to us, and adequately, less people will reach it. This is what the shape of the funnel represents: the number of people switching to further deeper levels of relationship, the commitment. And here the first important application appears. The more people we draw to our funnel, the more we'll reach the deepest level. And now I would like to focus on the funnel itself. We distinguish in it the following stages. First one is awareness. At this stage, one learns that our organization exists. We reach new people, we try to catch their attention and make them remember us. Another stage is consideration. Here we have people who know us but are not ready to support us. At this stage, we have to focus on strengthening the positive attitude towards our organization and our interest in our actions. The next level is conversion. This is the moment when someone decides to actively engage in our actions, helps us for the first time. For example, sign the petition. The next stage is loyalty. Here we have people who trust us and support us regularly. If we managed everything right before, our relationship won't end with one-time support from the previous stage. And the last stage of the funnel is advocacy. This is the deepest level of relationship, which is reached by the most committed people who not only support us regularly, but also encourage others to do so. They talk about us, they are ready to defend us. And here we can find, for example, our activists as well as major donors. And those were 5 stages of the marketing funnel. Let me pause here for a second. Please note that the funnel is a theoretical model. It's very useful, but it's only a model. In real life, your relationships with people will never be so sequential and organized. People use various sources of information, they use different media. Under such conditions, it's hard to maintain such segmentation of relationship building. So we can use multi-channel approach to build strong relationships. And now I would like to list few tools that you can use while creating this multi-channel approach to fundraising. So let's start with the beginning. How to attract people who do not know us yet. First of all, make sure that information about your activities and successes reaches people who have never heard about you yet. Make sure that those information leaves your informational bubble. You can use for this purpose press releases, and also you should make sure that people can find you. And to achieve this, you can improve the SEO of your websites so they appear on top of search results. For this, you can also use Google AdWords, and since I'm talking about ads, I have to list Facebook ads as well, targeted to people who may be interested in your organization. Another useful tool is content marketing, that is, every content that not only promotes your organization, but also has an additional value for the recipient. You can use content marketing at every stage of relationship building, but you must ensure that this content is adjusted for each segment and in the right proportion. And the same applies for social media. You will use it to reach new people, to promote your content, and also maintain relationships. And the further the detailed goal of the content is, the less people will react. You will get less coverage and less reactions. It doesn't mean that this content is worse. On the contrary, despite lower engagement, this is crucial because those posts, this content, covers the lower levels of the funnel. But social media is not just about newsfeeds or advertising. Messages sent to your Facebook page or emails are often the first direct contact between the person and your organization. It is very important to make good first impression. So to achieve it, make sure that you prepare relevant standards and guidelines to handle messages. Another thing, communication is not only about direct mails. It's not just social media and blog posts. Sorry. it's trust. Communication is absolutely every contact between the person and the organization. So you should as well take care of the way your website looks and whether it's user-friendly or not. So be interested in web design and UX. It will allow you to maximize the rate of your conversion, and that means the better the website is, the better the user path is, the more people will complete the task that you gave to them. For example, sign the petition or give you a donation. And this may be the key moment in your relationship, because when someone signs the petition or gives a donation, they usually give you their contact details, their email. And you should consider it as the invitation to deepen the relationship. Once you get someone's contact details, you should use newsletters to deepen one's knowledge about your actions and also about your needs. But be careful, because you should not only focus on introducing yourself, but also get to know the other side. Use information that you have about people to personalize messages. And remember, the more you know about the person, the closer relationship you can build. And the further someone is in your funnel, the more attention they should get. With the increasing involvement and support, you should move on to the proper donor management, and I mean direct emails, phone calls, and meetings. Okay, and now I'd like to answer the question why you should implement a fundraising perspective in every department of the organization. As you saw, building relationships is a long, demanding process that requires conscious approach to every action. To succeed, it is necessary to involve every department in the process. Okay, so what should you do? The answer is build fundraising and relationship-oriented culture. How to do it? First of all, build awareness in your activists. Everyone in the organization should know what is fundraising and how important it is in your fight for animals. You should also take care of their knowledge, introduce them to the idea of the marketing funnel, and indicate how every action fits in it. It will allow them to embed tasks performed in the greater context and give it more meaning. You can achieve it by, for example, preparing workshops or webinars, as well as textbooks. You should also promote self-development amongst your activists and make it as easy as possible for them to learn new things. Of course, it all seems to be time-consuming and very demanding. So to solidify fundraising perspective in the organization, you should prepare proper materials and procedures. When all the organizational know-how supports fundraising, even new or less aware people will implement the principles of fundraising culture in their everyday work. Design your organization so that focus on fundraising and relationships will become a norm. Therefore, all members will create solid foundations for stable growth. And this is what I wish you. Thank you very much for your attention. If anyone would like to reach to me after the conference, here are my contact details. And I guess we have some time for your questions.
Does anybody have a question right now? Okay.
So how all these are working out in that column? Can you give us some examples of how you build all this into your organization?
Yes, I think we've about 7 years old now, and we've started as just a small group of people that managed to do basically everything that I listed. And now, maybe I will go from the top of the tunnel. First of all, we have people who float around the organization, they don't know us, so we try to reach to them. We use press releases. We have the trade coordinator of media, who is Ania Zińska, who also gave us a talk at her. No, she had it last year. So we send press releases to newspapers, news portals, so people who haven't known about us yet, who haven't heard about animal-related issues, they can learn about it, but they're probably not much interested. So we can use social media to reach people, for example, who are similar to those who already like our page, and use advertising to reach them. Another thing is that we have the great coordinator of social media here and digital marketing, Magda. She manages to implement content for each segment in our social media. The point is that the most of posts are focused on people who are on top of the funnel, because there's the most of them. I need to remind you the shape of the funnel. And by those general posts about what we do and what is going on with animals, we can build their awareness about the topic. And then when they are ready, they can sign the petition, for example. And from now on, we use newsletters. That's what I do. And yeah, we can personalize message, segment our database, so people based on what they did, what petitions they signed, and whether they take as donation or not. And deepen the relationship if we decide that someone is very deep in the funnel, like we see they signed a lot of petitions and also are our donors, we can send them a direct mail. And also we have printed magazines twice a year, and we send to those people who are most engaged. And we also have meetings with major donors, etc. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you have a specific techniques for the newsletter? Because sometimes newsletters become like something only for that answers like but also there's another way that you can load like things that you write. Like what are the things that are more for the readers to hear you or to get your message?
Yes, I think the most important thing when we are talking about newsletters is any different type of content is storytelling. You have to learn how to write good stories. And for example, like one of the basic tips is that you use the story of the one, like for example, one animal or one person, because it engages people on the emotional level. Never talk about the huge numbers because it becomes abstract to them and they are less engaged. And as well, also you should use only one call to action. So ask for one thing to do that people can do, like signing the petition or giving the donation. Also, negative emotional states works very good. So when telling the story, you should aim to make people sad or a bit angry. Like, be careful because you don't want them to be in despair. But those negative emotional states, they make them want to do something about the cause presented. So if you give them the one answer, for example, sign our petition or give donation, they will be more likely to do it because it will reduce these negative feelings they are feeling and they will feel that they help your cause. And they were already engaged in it because you gave them a good story. And on more technical level, also personalization of image is very important. So you can try to use the name of the person in the title. It's very important because someone see in their mailbox that someone is talking to them directly. So it feels less like just a spam or a newsletter from the company that, I don't know, wants to sell something. And you, as the nonprofit organization, is not a company, and you need support of those people, and it's crucial for you. And I think they want to feel that and feel engaged that they are part of something bigger and great.
I have a question. You've said that fundraising consists of what happens before and after the request. And I was wondering whether you could explain more deeply what is this before request aspect you are focusing on mostly.
This is like basically everything you do in your social media, in press releases, that is building trust in people and building awareness in people. You want to create, you want to show people that you're a good organization that they can trust and they would like to support. And you want to show them that you're transparent and honest with them, and also that you are successful. So it's basically building the image you create for people, showing them who you are, so they can be able to support you. It's, I don't know, like in a relationship, you have to talk with someone first and maybe then agree to go on a date or something. There are questions?
So for me, I'm an outsider a little bit, so I come from the corporate world, and I also share the marketing. When you talk about loyalty and newsletter communication, since I guess that people, for example, in the profit world, you give them kind of rewards for what they did. And in the non-profit sector, I would assume that it would be also like having worth it, and I don't want to do it, to kind of reward the donors with the achievement that they contribute to. Do you do such things? Because I understand also
Yes, we do. Sorry for interrupting. Yes, we do, and it's mainly based on the gratitude to people and showing them that they did something good, that they helped animals. We don't usually give them any material rewards because it influences the external motivation, and we want to focus on this internal motivation. I believe that they want to help you, and research shows that if someone gives you a donation and you give something in return, like the material thing, not like I'm not talking about thank you note or a letter. About 80% of people will not like to give the donation again because they will feel that it kind of wasn't their decision to support you, but they may, if they do it again, they might do it just because of the price, and that's not the point. We want long-lasting relationships, so we want to appreciate people and show them how great things they do for us and for animals.
Thanks for such a great talk. I want to ask you what tips or recommendations would you give to groups or activists that believe that their country is not strong enough or the culture of donating? So they believe, this won't work here because, how are other people give funds for animals?
Yes, I think it's a case in many countries, and I've heard that it was a case when we started as Otwarte Klatki. Everyone said that it's not doable here, it's Poland, people don't give money to animals here, but we created the great organization that is known to people and is evidence-based and knows how to talk to people and show them how important is their support with storytelling, as I mentioned. So it's important for, if you are in a small organization and feel that you're not able to do anything, I would say try. Like talk to others who have been there, and it's just see what works for you, because people are like basically good and they want to be good. They want to do good things, and your aim should be to give them the opportunity to be good. And you should try to do this. And since those people are in animal rights organization, they are the group. There are people who want to change something. And yes, for sure, in the very beginning, you have to build the capacity, the small awareness in society, but it's like this snowball effect. Yeah, so try and do your work.
What would you change when it's not about an organization? Just asking for funds, not a single person.
Once again, sorry.
What would you change your method? It's not about an organization. Just asking for funds, but a single person would connect this around.
I think like being in the situation that we ask for donations to a single person, like someone who's sick or something like this.
No, not an organization asking for a single person, but a single activist or a small group who is traveling in other countries and organize there. Where there's no organization yet.
I think it's hard for me to say, and I think I would like to read on topics a bit more. But I guess presenting your cause and talking to people maybe they could start. And everything that works in mass communication, like storytelling, like telling exactly that you need support may work well here. But I have no experience in such work, like a single person asking for donations. So it's really hard for me to say, and I wouldn't like say something wrong here and get you so.
So if you don't have any other questions, we'll finish. Thank you very much, Liga, for this.